That's given you a good control with the straight stitch, so let's just move on to something a little bit more. So we're going to do the same seed head but a more whimsical design, and again, if you like your sampler when you're finished, you can turn it into something extraordinary like this cushion. We're going to be showing applique techniques later, so let's try the next seed head. In this exercise I'm using some cream Dupion silk, and I've done some whimsical seed head designs here, a circle with some wiggly lines. This exercise is to improve your skills of stitching, and I've pulled my bobbin thread up to the top, done a few stitches, and now I'm just going to trim off the edge to keep them nice and neat. Keep your fabric nice and tight in the frame, and you may like to try this exercise without the hoppadana foot. You can actually see the stitching line better. I'm going to be doing just a straight stitch, and we're just going to be outlining the design. I like to go around 2 or 3 times on that stitch line so that you get a good definition. And this exercise is designed to give you greater control of your machining, but don't worry if you go off the line, because those lines are going to disappear. The other reason for this exercise is we're going to experiment with all the different embroidery threads that you've collected. So as we build up the seed heads, we're going to change the colour of the thread and use different variations of thread. So this is a really good exercise in control. Do try to keep your machine again at a steady speed. So as you can see, we're just coming to the end now, and I want you to build up this design using different colours of your embroidery threads. And you can see it comes into quite a stunning design. So a really good exercise to give you control and also see how your threads lay on the fabric. There's only one other stitch that we're going to use, and that's the zigzag. Now you don't have to worry about the length, because you're in control of the length because you're pushing your machine backward and forward, but you may want to adjust the width of your zigzag, so you can have a small zigzag or a large one. And this is just one more little exercise in controlling your machine, so we're actually going to be adjusting the width control while we're stitching. So have a go at this one. And with this one we start at 5, but we're going to move to 3. And then we're going to move to 1, and then we're going to move up to 2, so we're going to put real movement in this one, and up to 5, down to 4, 3, 2 and 1. With this one we're going to start at 1 and jump straight to 3, and then back down to 1, creating the dot, and we're going up to 3, up to 4, and then back down to 2. And you can see you can actually create all sorts of patterns with these, so why not have a go at trying to make. So you should have finished your quilting now, and we're ready to go on the really exciting stage, which is going to be thread painting. So you're actually building up layers of colour to give you these wonderful autumn leaves. Now if you were a beginner, it's a bit scary going straight onto the quilting project. So what I'm going to do with you today is we're going to do that onto a separate piece of fabric. So if you do make mistakes, you can start again. We're going to cut it out, and as with the shopping bag, we're going to applique it onto your quilting later. Let's have a look at that clip then. I'm using a piece of calico. I've drawn my design using the template that we looked at earlier, and you can see that I've segmented the leaf and I've got directional arrows in there. So pull your bobbin thread up and trim your ends, and as you can see I've slanted my needle so the direction of the zigzag, which is at the widest setting, is in line with the arrows as we move up the centre vein. Now we're going to fill the whole of this leaf with this green colour that I'm using, an olive green, but I don't want it to be stitched quite thickly. It needs to be so that the fabric is showing through as you're stitching up and down, because we're going to build this up with 3 other colours, so it starts to get quite thick towards the end. So we're just coming to the end of the first segment, and if I put my needle in and move the frame round, and then we're going to move up with the next direction and keep working up there steadily. You should have a good speed going by now, and we'll carry on with that. And we're just coming to the end of the first half, and again changing the direction of my needle so it corresponds with the arrows, and moving back up there. And this is with an olive green colour. As I said, it's a full width of zigzag. And you can see we're just coming up to the end now, and we're going to go to a close-up of this. And you can see that it's spaced, so there's lots of gaps there ready for the next layer, and you can also see the way the light plays on the directions. So you've got your wonderful autumn leaves, and I've done a couple of those, so it's good practice for you. Have a go at them and pick the ones that you like the most. Cut them out, and then we're just going to have a look at applying those to your bag.